What up, though?
Yeah.
You are now tracking.
Welcome to AM Opinionated. It's your man, and I go by the name of M3 this morning. M3 stands for Momo Moata Mbonisi. If you want to know any further definitions of what those three individual names come together to form, hit me up in the comment section. I'll break it down. But in this AM edition of AM Opinionated, I'm gonna be discussing as my main topic a couple of quotes from the ancestor Malcolm X. So stay tuned for that. But my first opinion. All right, so I got to go back to this Nate Robinson thing. So, who saw Buddy get knocked out, and who thought that there was gonna be a million skits, Twitters, YouTube? Hey man, I think that's why he stayed down there so long. Like, I thought he was dead at first, but because when Buddy dropped him, right, the third time, when Buddy dropped him the third time, and he just laid there, like face down, ass up, I'm like I literally said this: is he dead? Because he didn't move. Like, he didn't move for a long time. Like, a long time. Like, it was getting kind of scary as to the fact that he was not moving. Like Nate Robinson was not moving. So my first opinion is, what was you thinking? Like, whoever talked Nate Robinson into getting in that ring, knowing, and I mean this literally, knowing that he cannot throw two and a cover up. Somebody show me during the fight that I watched, right? Somebody show me where Nate Robinson literally threw two and a cover up. He did not throw three punches and a cover up the entire fight. Did not throw two and a cover up. Show me where Nate Robinson threw two and a cover up. He didn't. He threw that one and wrapped up. Threw another one, wrapped up. Now, I think there was a time in the fight that he threw a one and a two, which surprised me. But yeah, he literally can't throw two in the cover up. So whoever talked Nate Robinson into getting into a boxing ring needs to get the hell slapped out of him. And if that person was himself, Nate Robinson, you need the hell slapped out of you. Stick to basketball, bruh. Stick to jumping. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you good at, bro. Stick to jumping. These, they ain't for you. They just not. You got knocked out by a YouTube celebrity who had one fight under his belt. It's like, no, don't stop. Just please don't do that again. I just had to go on Buddy again, because it's just not. Anyway, because that was funny. That really was funny. But today I want to I'm all right, I'm off of him. But today I want to introduce a new segment that I'm going to do every day on these morning shows. And yeah, I'm going to do every day on the morning shows, which is called Today in Human Past, right? Now, notice that I said today in human past and not today in history or Black history or anything like that. There's a reason why I'm wording it the way that I'm wording it, because I don't believe in Black history. I don't like the phrasing. I don't like how it's called Black history. You know what I'm saying? Uh, because of a lot of the negative connotations that come with the word Black, that those of us who are Afrocentric are trying to rewrite and reword and reframe, you know, but mainly because there's really no such like specific era of time that is Black history. All of history is Black history. So when others are calling it Black history, I just call it history. But so as not to confuse people, I just call it human past, because a lot of the writers of so-called history or so-called Black history will minimize the efforts, will minimize the contributions of the people of African descent, you know. Uh so that's why I'm gonna start today in human past. So today in human past, December 2nd, 2020. But let's go back to November 2nd, 1882. In November 2nd, 1882, a Black man would be born to go on to win an Olympic medal. His name was John Baxter Taylor. John Baxter Taylor was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1882. He ran track and played football. He ran the 440 in track, played running back on an undefeated football team in high school. He went to Wharton College and the University of Pennsylvania, where he ran track for the I think he ran matter of fact he ran track for both. So they had a they didn't have like so they had amateur athletics. I'll put it to you like that. They had amateur athletics, and within amateur athletics, the amateur athletic conference that they had, the man ran a 440 in under 49 seconds, right? Which means he's moving. You know, he's moving. He is 5'7", not 5'7", 5'11". He's 5'11", 170 pounds, and had a 8.5 foot stride, right? My man was moving, you know. So Taylor won what was called the IC4A, the Intercontinental Amateur Athletic. It was the Amateur Athletic, the Association of Amateur Athletics. It was another A in there somewhere. The Association of Amateur Athletics. It was 4A. That's why they call it the IC4A, because it was Intercontinental and then 4 of the A's. I forget what the 4th A is though. It was a lot of A's. But he won first place in 1905, 1906, and 1907 in the 440, right? Now, the thing about that 07 win was he won despite being plagued with a hernia. So he won first place and ran with a hernia. Not an easy thing to do. So in the 4th Olympiad in London, he was the first Black man to actually win a gold medal. First Black man to win a gold medal for the United States was John Baxter Taylor in the 4th Olympiad in London. Now, he would have won two. He would have won two, but there was controversy in one of the 400s that his team ran, because the British officials called the race before the runners got to the end, stating that one of the U.S. team interfered with one of the British runners. So they called the race for the British team before the race ended. That did not stop nor deter Taylor, because he went on to run in the 1600 medley. He ran the 440 portion of the 1600 medley, and that team came in first, winning a gold medal and making him the first African American, the first, I don't really like that word, the first black man, the first man of African descent to win a gold medal for the United States in the Olympics, right? Tragically, 5 months later, on December 2nd, 1908, John Baxter Taylor would die of typhoid pneumonia. The man won 70 medals and 45 cups for track and field in his lifetime. So, and remember that gold medal was against the best that the world had to offer at that time. So, salute to John Baxter Taylor. And he headlined and spotlighted Today in Human Past. All right. So, my main topic today is going to come, and I'm reading this from a book. It's called Mayat, right? Written by PhD Ife Kilimanjaro and Dika Kilimanjaro, also a PhD. The quote reads as follows from the ancestor Malcolm X. I believe in the brotherhood of man, all men, but I don't believe in brotherhood with anybody who doesn't want brotherhood with me. I believe in treating people right, but I'm not going to waste my time trying to treat someone right who doesn't know how to return the treatment. So my main topic centers around supporting your own, but being inclusive of those who are willing to return the favor, right? So that means supporting people in your family, community, nation, and race, right? But like I've said before, if the ancestor Harriet Tubman would have shot you, I can't mess with you. I won't mess with you, because she would have shot you because you were going against the grain. You know, you're going against like Michael Corleone, you're going against the family. You know, you can't go against the family. So if you are going to hinder the progress, if you are going to hinder the movement, if you are going to single-handedly try to hinder the nation, can't allow that, you know. So I can't mess with you when she would have shot you, you know. So that's the whole thing. So the ancestor Malcolm X also made mention in another quote about being allowed to sit at a table and having a plate in front of you, but not having the same things on your plate as everyone else does. So If you're at the table and you have an empty plate, or you have a plate that has a speckling of things that the other diners have on their plates, does that make you a diner also? Are you really a diner? If you don't have anything on your plate, but you're just at the table, are you really a diner? You know, is Jesse Jackson really a diner? Is Al Sharpton really a diner? Or are they just at the table? So I have no problem with the brotherhood of man, right? Because all um, all humans have, what is it, 98% of the same DNA. You know, we just range in color. You know, so we're all in one way, shape, form, fashion, or another human beings, right? And we have to uh, look out for each other and care for each other as human beings, right? However, which leads me to my next one. There can be no black-white unity until there is first some black unity. We cannot think of uniting with others until we have first united amongst ourselves. We cannot think of being acceptable to others until we have first proven acceptable to ourselves, right? There are, psychologically speaking, a lot of people of African descent who hate themselves and don't even realize it, right? But it shows in the actions that are portrayed. Hating yourself a lot of times gets what they call projected. You know, how you feel about you is projected to other people, right? Either in either in words or action, right? So when I hear uh Candace Owens and a lot of other uh black conservatives, or so-called black conservative woke people, talk about, well, instead of marching when some black criminal gets killed by the police, we need to be marching about when unarmed black child is killed in Chicago senselessly. I half agree with you. I think we should march for both. Why single out a whole section of crime just because it's black on black? But here's what I don't like. Every race is more than likely the most profound and prolific killer of their own race. More white people kill white people than any other race. More Asians kill Asians than any other race. You know, just like more black people kill more black people than any other race. But all we talk about is the black on black crime. But there's white on white crime. There's Asian on Asian crime. There's Mexican on Mexican crime, you know. So yeah, we do have to talk about and um and reference the black on black crime situation, right? But let's not forget that the police are shooting us and killing us again. You know, well, not again. It really never stopped. But let's focus on that. Let's march about that. Let's protest that, and also protest when innocent people, regardless of age, it doesn't matter whether they're 8 or 80, you know, when innocent black people are killed by other black people, the one who caused the harm needs to be educated, because a lot of times they are uneducated because they've been filtered. They've had all this bull crap instilled and invested in them negatively from youth. And so that's all they know, you know. So if all I know as a hammer is to hit the nail, that's all I know. I'm a hammer. That's what I do. I hit nails. You know, in certain cities around this nation, I'm a gunner. That's what I do. That's all I know. I don't know nothing else. Get money, gun down who try to stop it. You know, Dave Chappelle, any of you who have seen that Unforgiven that he got, Dave Chappelle tells a story about he was watching a game of 3-card Monte. Dude playing 3-card Monte, and he played and lost. He thought he had it because he thought he saw the trick, right? In the bending of the card. That wasn't it, right? The trick was everybody that was around oohing and eyeing and oh. They was all his partners. They was all in on it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't see that until later. So the next dude or the next person, whoever it was that came up to play 3-card Monte, he said he jumped up and says, "Don't do it. It's all a trick. All these motherfuckers is in on it." And the dude, see, he was like 16, he said at the time, right? And Buddy, that was the dealer of 3-card Monte, said he was a pretty big dude, snatched him up. You know? And he said that his rage softened when he saw how terrified he was that he was about to get mauled, right? And he says to him, he says, "Listen, young man, never get in between a man and his meal." Profound lesson. Never stand in between a man and his money, especially when that's all you've been taught. Get money, defend it against anybody, even your own. That lesson was not necessarily said, but it's implied, right? So if you lived in Chicago, if you lived in Los Angeles, if you lived in St. Louis, Kansas City, you know, if you lived in New York, these are the things that you were taught because that's what you saw. Some of them was taught these things verbatim. This is what you do. This is what you don't allow. You know, to those who grew up in a gang culture, this is what we allow. This is what we don't allow. The allow section was like the allow section was like that big. The don't allow section, pages. It was like, hold up. Oh man, we don't allow. Nope, we don't allow that. You know, so yes, it is a tragedy when black people perish by the hands of other black people, right? But just because you got a guy selling cigarillos on a street corner don't mean he should be choked out and killed by police. You know, it doesn't. Just because someone has been to prison before, just because someone has had a felony or a misdemeanor or didn't live this pristine, squeaky clean life that a lot of people profess is the norm. The only reason a lot of y'all who quote that or say that or profess that didn't go to jail is because you either had the money to, or you had the money not to, or you knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody, you know. However, if we take time and support our own, if we support our own brothers, if we support our own sisters, you know, because that brotherhood or that sisterhood transcends everything else, you know. So that's going about wrap it for me. But this is what I want to close with. You can only be the best you that you can be, right? but you can always grow moment to moment to be better, right? They say the common phrase is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I disagree. Uh, the only way you want to fix something that ain't broke is if you know that what you do is gonna make it better. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it unless you're making it better. Um, Thank you to all of you who watched this morning. Stay tuned for the prime time edition of Notoriously Opinionated this evening at 8:30, where we're gonna have a good guest panel tonight. Um, it's it's gonna be lit. it's gonna be lit to say the least. So tune in tonight, 8:30, Notoriously Opinionated with your man M3. And tune in tomorrow to tomorrow's edition of AM Opinionated with your man. And my final thought today. Wait, before I go to my final thought, gotta shout out my guy Twan Hume and Fat Milk. So in the comments below, I am going to put the website to Fat Milk, and this is me supporting my brother. This brother of mine happens to be Asian, right? But this is my guy. This is my dude. Where is it? Tell you what, I do not have it immediately. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. So Fat Milk is my guy. My guy Twan is the CEO of Fat Milk, and it's called Fat Milk, but it's a coffee brand, right? So it's his and his family's brand, and I wanna shout it out. So shout out to my guy Twan, you dig, and Fat Milk Coffee. I'm about to put it in the box below. All right. So check out Fat Milk Coffee and patron all you caffeine coffee drinkers. This is what's up. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is what's up. He ain't gonna put out no bull crap. This is what's up. So patronize Fat Milk Coffee. Now my final thought, and what I want everybody to remember, a support your black-owned businesses and your small businesses, right? And quit treating this life like you got another one in the bank that you can just tap into when this one is. Don't do that. You know, I'm not gonna tell you what not to do. You shouldn't do it, in my opinion. But keep this in mind. John Baxter ran the 440 with a hernia in less than 49 seconds. And Nate Robinson got knocked the hell out in less than 2 rounds. So triumph or tragedy can come really, really quickly. So stay on your toes and seize the moment. Don't just try to seize the day. Seize the moment. It's been your man M3, Mo Marmoata and Bonisi. Peace. I'm out.